They've gotten particularly good in the last 6 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey Ryan, how you doing? Looks like Ryan's joined us. You should be live with us in a couple seconds. Oh, come on.
I made it!
There we go.
Hi, Ryan.
Hey,
Thanks
sorry
so much for
about
a
a
virtual
few minutes
trip back
late.
to Steamboat.
Listen, Steamboat is near and dear to my heart, so
We don't
I
have any
100% wanted to
sound.
be here. Can you all hear me okay?
Hi, Ryan. We're
Hello.
working on the sound.
Oh, we
There
got you.
go,
We got
there
you
we
now.
go. Yeah, you're a busy man these days.
Yeah, but I don't have to travel. I just get to live and Zoom everywhere. But listen, Steamboat is an important place to me, and I'm sure you know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ryan, this is Diane, who works on our team.
Hi, Diane.
Hi.
She's the big energy here.
Oh gosh,
I can tell.
I don't know about that. Tell us a little bit. You spent summers at Perry Mansfield performing arts. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Perry Mansfield changed my life.
Mm.
My parents, I grew up outside Boston, and when I went to college in 2002, my dad said, "That's enough of the East Coast. We're going back to Colorado," and went and bought a ranch house out on Creek Ranch, out way past the library back there. In
About 10 miles that way.
Yep, in 2003, he bought that, and from 2003 up until May of 2020, that's where my parents lived out there on Rainbow Ridge, and so I spent my summers. My summers were working on the ranch, working as a ranch hand, Trout Creek, stocking the trout, dealing with the horses, the whole thing. And then there was a couple weeks, one of those summers, where I went to Perry Mansfield and went with them to London. They have a London exchange program where you can study at the theater at the Globe in London. And Perry Mansfield was an awesome, awesome time. It was like it really, really helped shape, I think, the person I am today. And it was an amazing experience. Anyone who's interested in the creative arts, singing, dancing, or theater should really look into Perry Mansfield. There's unlike anything like it.
You think
It's
you'll
really, really
be
cool.
sending your daughter to Perry
Oh,
Mansfield?
yeah, if she wants, whatever she wants to do. I can't say no to her. I don't know how people with daughters discipline them at all. Because I'm like, before we had her, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be just like my dad. I'm going to be tough. I'm going to be tough. I'm going to tell her what to do. And now she's like, can I do this? I'm like, you can. You can. If you want to light that on fire, go for it. You're my princess. I don't know what to do. I have no idea what to do. But can I tell you something real estate related about Steamboat?
John has a daughter like that too, Ryan.
I call her the little boss.
Yeah, I'm sure. So my dad is the worst client ever. Okay, he put his house in Creek Ranch up on the market 5 years ago, right? And he wouldn't reduce his price. He blamed the brokers every time, and he switched brokers every year. And he would call me and he'd say, "You need to talk some sense to these people." I'm like, "Dad, I would never be your broker. You're one of those clients that brokers talk about. Okay, you don't want to sell. You don't want to sell at the market. You bought a house in the middle of nowhere, right? You're too far to town. I don't even want to drive into town when it's snowing out there because it's just too far. And those roads aren't paved. I got to drive through like 12 ranches just to get to the mountain." And he never reduces price, never reduces price, never reduces price. But because my dad always has to be right, what happens? He puts the house back on the market in April. COVID is hit, and he sells the house for the full asking price in 1 week.
That's
And my
what
dad
the
turns
was.
to all of us and he's like, I told you. I told you. I'm like, you're right, Dad. The pandemic, you're right. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Dads will always be right. Yeah. Hey, we have a question. So, we're experiencing, like what you said, a lot of people are moving up to the mountains and moving into second homes and, trying to get a little bit more space. So it's no wonder that your dad's Creek Ranch home went like that.
Yeah.
How would you help buyers in a low inventory market, what would you say is a good approach for that? That's what we're experiencing.
Sure. Two things I want to say. Well, three things. One, I have not experienced a low inventory market for like 8 years. There's 7 years worth of inventory on the market, not including shadow inventory on the market in New York City. The average days on market here is 400. I think it's like 403.
You'll be back though.
You'll be back.
Yeah, maybe, unless they all went to Steamboat.
We're guilty of a few of those.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sure. Two, I just want to say before I get into your question that I just want to congratulate you on helping 163 people achieve their Steamboat dreams. And you guys sold so much real estate, you're actually able to give back $90,000 to your charitable organization to help fund the Steamboat Special. And I love that. And I think that's awesome. I just want to congratulate you on that. Given the environment last year, that was not easy to do. So, just keep on setting an amazing example for everyone else out there. You guys are a gift to the community.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Those are our two equivalents to big money energy that you talk about in your book. They really drive us to excellence and to help more people because we can give back.
I love it. I love it. That's your authentic self. That's organic and it reads. It's really, really a beautiful thing. Life is short. But how to deal with buyers in a low inventory market? Listen, it's a good one. That's your question, right? How to deal with buyers, or how agents should deal with buyers?
How can we help them succeed? Do you have any extra tips and tricks for local buyers?
So listen, if a buyer is going after a house where there is low inventory and you think it's going to be a multiple bid situation, there's two things. One, you have to tell that buyer that you do not worry about the asking price. There is no asking price. Okay? The asking price could be $50,000 higher tomorrow. It could be $100,000 less in a month. It doesn't matter. It's not real. What is real is let's make an educated determination as to what number would you pay for this house, where if you got it, you'd be ecstatic. But if you didn't get it, you'd also be ecstatic because holy crap, someone really rich must have just bought that house, and that's good for Steamboat. Okay?
Mhm.
What is that number? And two, a little tip and trick, and we have a big online sales course, the Sell It Like Serhant course. And I learned this from one of our agents in Boston, and they're in a very, very high competitive bid market. And he said, listen, here's what I'm doing. We write a letter with our offer. Okay. We make it personal, but with every buyer, I'm also make a video, a personal video. It's well lit. It looks good. And it's reaching out to the homeowners, because every homeowner that I'm dealing with, they either built this house, they renovated it, their babies made their first footsteps here, whatever the situation might be. And I have them play to that and say, we understand we might not be the best bid that you get, but we will be the best buyers for your home and to continue your legacy. We love what you did. And he has them call out a few specifics. Like in the showing, he'd be like, oh, this guy's a big griller. So we're going to call out his grill in the backyard, right? He's going to really remember that. So when they're going through the bids, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But a lot of times it increases your rate of return. So make those personal videos for your buyers. It's what's the worst that can happen? They don't watch them? Okay, well, they weren't going to watch it anyway if you didn't do it.
Great. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So we have another question for you.
Sure.
Now, we know that your daughter is younger. Has your definition of success changed since you've had her?
Has my definition of sorry, I'm stuttering. Has my definition of success changed? I care far more about my future 10 years from now than I ever did. Prior to my daughter, it was always about doing as much as I can do today for me today, right? Now that I have her, I want to do as much as I can do today for me in 10 years, because in 10 years, I'm going to have a 12-year-old, and I want her life to be great. And in 10 years from now, I want to be crushing it, because before I know it, I have a 22-year-old that might have graduated college and might have moved back home with me. And which means that she better, get her act together. And if she does that, then I want a much nicer house. So I got to make sure I sell a lot. All right.
Love it. Love it.
I got to jump. I got to go into my next one. But thank you so much for pre-ordering the book. It comes out tomorrow. It's taped to my hand. To anybody that hasn't got it, you can get it anywhere. You can go to the link in my Instagram bio, and you can come to our launch event tomorrow with Damon John from Shark Tank, and maybe there'll be some other $1 Million Listing New York surprises and some fun stuff, and maybe I'll fly someone out to New York to come film with me. I don't know. That's all just a guess.
We're going to do a giveaway with your books to keep it going for you.
Do it. Go for it. Steamboat, I love you. I'll talk to you later.
Sounds great.
Thanks,
Thank
Ryan.
you.
Good
Bye.
luck. See ya.
Bye.
Well, that was a lot of fun.
That was cool.
Yeah.
He just had 5 minutes in his schedule, and I think that was about 15. So
Right.
that was pretty cool. Obviously, that's doing to your big magnetic energy,
My big
Diane.
magnetic energy. Yeah, right. Well, what I loved about his book too is that it doesn't just apply. He used it. He applied it to becoming the successful real estate broker.
Exactly.
Where he is today, but it is so applicable in all areas of life, and so it's a really great book. Big Money Energy is what it's called. It goes on sale tomorrow. So grateful to have him here. Didn't you love how he still? I love this. People who ever spent time in Steamboat. Steamboat is still part of their heart, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's the curse of the Yampa Valley. It pulls you in. And, my interpretation of the Big Money Energy, it's really just, having a big goal. Whether you're a teacher and you want to give the best experience to your kids that you're teaching and your kids, it's a lot of balancing for a teacher. I just keep going back to teachers, but I admire them so much. Or you work in a nonprofit and you want to help people's lives. In our case, yes, we do real estate, and we're jazzed about people improving their achieving their dreams. But what we really remember is all that we're able to give back to the community with the help of all of you out there.
Yeah, and Ryan touched on that. We were able to give $90,000 back to the community last year, to community nonprofits, and we do that. With each one of our sales. We donate a portion of our sales. We put it in the Steamboat Group Fund, which is held by the Yampa Valley Community Foundation. And then we're able to, as brokers, to distribute that money to different nonprofits in the area. And it's really special. I love that. That's something that's great about you and your leadership, John, is that you come from the heart, and you've always set these big goals for us as far as giving back, and we want to achieve those, and we work hard to achieve those. So this year, do you think we'll break 100K?
We're gonna blow by it. We were had a schedule last year, and what's cool about our thing is we do a lot of great marketing, and we know a lot of great people, and those are hard things for nonprofits, and so every year we apply more and more of that to get attention for local nonprofits that we feel are truly making a difference, and also that we're involved in, because those are the ones that we can truly know their mission. It's like Lift Up is important. Of that 90,000, 47,000 went to Lift Up. We normally do 2 food drives and get 3,000 or 4,000 pounds of food and $10,000 or $15,000, but obviously with this year there was a bigger need, and Lift Up also does rent assistance. So we did one, within a week or two after the situation hit, and then we did our 3 more through the rest of the year, and the community really stepped up. And so, it's cool what we can do, but it's so much more powerful when we can bring our community together on causes like this. And there's countless other examples of that around Steamboat.
Yeah, so true. With the Lift Up Fund, we had people giving $1,000 or saying that if we could raise even more, they would match us, and it's
we would put a $5,000 or $10,000 match out there to start, and people are like, "Well, can I increase the match? and will you go double it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." It's kind of like Ryan's concept. You set a goal, and you can go do it. And so, whatever it is that you do, and most importantly, is time with your kids. If you focus on that, what you focus on expands. I learned that long ago, and you can focus on problems or you can focus on opportunities, and we all have some of both, but if we focus on the opportunities, our life just becomes incredible and the problems fade away.
Absolutely. I think, and that's kind of what we built our team on, right? Is being a solutions-based organization. I mean,
Exactly.
so-
Oh, I hadn't said it. I love that. That's better. Write that down.
Well, yeah. So I think it's about time for us to wrap it up here. John, did you have anything else you want to say? I'm just so grateful that we were able to have Ryan on here. That was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm grateful for you and the rest of this wonderful team that's kind of joined into our common mission, and excited for Winter Carnival in the snow. So let it snow,
Let it snow.
and everyone enjoy both those things. And if you're not in town right now, say hi when you are, and watch for a contest to give away a bunch of Ryan's books.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thank you. Oh, think of the X.